welcome to statistics class. And in the previous class we discussed about measures of dispersion. So we are discussing about the third part in the fifth chapter, that is univariate data. The third part is measures of dispersion, and under that we have seen there are four kinds of measures are there, mainly range, that is quartile deviation, mean deviation and standard deviation. And in the last session we have studied what are the different kinds of dispersion, and under that kind which are the different measures, and we have also seen what is range and the coefficient of range, and we have seen the formulas of quartile deviation. So today we will discuss the problems related to quartile deviations. So quartile deviation, or we call it as semi-interquartile range. Semi-interquartile range. What is semi-interquartile range? The half of the interquartile range is called semi-interquartile range. So quartile deviation formula is Q3 minus Q1 divided by 2, and coefficient of quartile deviation Q3 minus Q1 divided by Q3 plus Q1. And in the last part we studied how to find out quartiles, that is Q1, Q2, Q3. So that we are using here in order to find out Q3, Q1, Q2. So now we will move towards the first problem. If Q1 is equal to 36 and Q3 is equal to 64, find quartile deviation and its coefficient. Find quartile deviation and its coefficient. So it is here directly Q1 and Q3 is given. So we can directly substitute into the problem. So solution, where given value of Q1 is equal to 36 and Q3 is equal to 64, and what we need to find out? Quartile deviation and its coefficient. So write the quartile deviation formula, that is Q3 minus Q1 divided by 2. So here Q3 value is 64 minus 36 divided by 2. So 64 minus 36 divided by 2, we get 64 minus 36, we get there 28 by 2. So we get quartile deviation as here 14. We get 14 as quartile deviation. And one more question, coefficient of quartile deviation. Write the formulas of coefficient of quartile deviation. Formula goes like Q3 minus Q1 divided by Q3 plus Q1. So here Q3 is 64. So here 64 minus 36 divided by 64 plus 36. So 64 minus 36, we know that it is 28 divided by 64 plus 36, we get there 100. So 28 by 100, we get there 0.28. So this is the coefficient of quartile deviation. So this problem you will get for 2 marks. It's a 2 marks kind of problem where directly Q1 and Q3 value will be given. Just you need to apply the formula, quartile deviation formula and coefficient of quartile deviation. Last class we have seen the range and coefficient of range. Range formula is H minus L. Then here coefficient of range formula is H minus L divided by H plus L. So we have seen range, now it is coefficient. But in case of coefficient, we have some other kind of problem where we have discrete, continuous and also ungrouped, discrete and continuous. It's based on the quartiles, not based on the quartile deviations. So you have different formulas to find out quartiles. To find out quartiles, if it is ungrouped you have different formula, if it is grouped discrete you have other formula, and grouped continuous you have some other formulas. So this is about when you get Q1 and Q3 directly, you have to substitute into the formula, apply the formula and substitute. Now nextly we will see the second problem. If you observe there, where they have given ungrouped data. you have their ungrouped data. The second problem, calculate quartile deviation and its coefficient. Calculate quartile deviation and its coefficient for the following data. And see, when you get this kind of problem, you need to find out quartile deviation, but you don't know the value of Q1 and Q3, how they have provided in the previous problem. So now in this problem, firstly you need to find out the value of Q3 and Q1, then you need to find out quartile deviation and its coefficient. So here, now firstly you know that you need to find out here quartile deviation. So just write the formula of quartile deviation. Quartile deviation is equal to, that is Q3 minus Q1 divided by 2. This is the quartile deviation formula, and coefficient of quartile deviation Q3 plus Q1 divided by Q3 minus Q1. For that you require here Q3 and Q1. Now see the given data. This given data, it is in ascending order, so no need to arrange it in. Once again, no need to arrange the data. You will just write the data there. 78, 80, once again 80, 82, 82, 84 and 84, 86 and 86, 88, 88 twice, then 90. 88 twice and then 90. Now we write both the formula, coefficient of QD, that is Q3 minus Q1, Q3 plus Q1. So this we need to find out. So in order to find out this, firstly we require Q1 and Q3. Now you need to think of quartiles. In case of quartiles, what is the formula to find out quartiles? Ungrouped data. Quartiles, ungrouped data, quartiles discrete, quartiles continuous, you are applying here, so that you are getting the value of Q3 and Q1. Now firstly, we will find out the Q1. Your Q1 formula goes like, there I into n plus 1 divided by 4th observation. So this is your Q1 formula for ungrouped data. Now I know that it is 1. So 1 n. How many observations? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Altogether total observations 12 plus 1 divided by 4th observation. Now when you divide 12 plus 1, 13 by 4. When you do 13 by 4, you get there 3.25 observation. This observation you have to write completely. You have to write here. I have taken only just O and B observation. Now you see there which is the third observation. If it is not in ascending order, we have to arrange it first. Now you see which is the third observation. Third observation is 80. So 80 plus what is remaining? 0.25. Here third observation 0.25 means you know that this is the third observation. We have taken 0.25. Third observation and 0.25 is there plus 0.25. But where it will lie? That 0.25 in between 4th and 3rd observation. So 4th observation minus 3rd observation. This we have seen in the last classes how to do that. 4th observation and now next is 80 plus 0.25, 4th observation minus 3rd observation. So there 80 plus 0.25, see there which is the 4th observation. 4th observation is 82. So 82 minus 80. 4th observation minus 3rd observation. So 82 minus 80, there you will get 2. So 80 plus 0.25 into 2. When you deduct, what you will get? 0.25 into 2, you get there 0.5. So 80.5 is the value of Q1. So it is the value of Q1. 80 plus here 0.25 into, when you deduct you will get 2. 2 into 0.25 0.5. So you got the value of Q1. Next we need to get the value of Q3. What is required here? Q3 minus Q1. So we require Q3 and Q1 values. So now we are applying the quartiles formula, how to find out Q1 and Q3 for ungrouped data. So what we have studied in the last topic, that partition values. Once again it is repeating here. So Q3 formula goes like I into or 3 into, you can take it I or else 3. 3 into n plus 1, you take it I into n plus 1 divided by 4 observation. Now I is nothing but 3 here. N is total number of values are 12 plus 1 divided by 4 observation. So here. Now 13 into 3 divided by 4. 13 into 3 divided by 4. You get there 9.75 observation. 9.75 observation. So now 9 observation. Count here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9th observation is 86 plus what is remaining 0.75. 0.75. Now 9th observation we have taken as 86. This is 9th observation. Now 10th observation minus 9th observation. 10th observation minus 9th observation. What we are finding out? This 0.75. We know that this is the 9th observation. 9th observation 86 we have taken, but not only 9th. 9th observation, then 0.75 is remaining. So we know that the point 0.5 will lie in between these two values. So 88 minus 86. So there 86 plus 0.75. 10th observation is 88. 9th observation is 86. So now 86 plus 88 minus 86 is 2. So 0.75 into 2 we get there 1.5. So here we get 87.5 as Q3. Now we just got there Q1 and Q3 values. Q1 and Q3 values. Now come back to the original formula, what we need to find out. Now come back to the original formula, what we need to find out. I'll write it here. Now quartile deviation is, we have formula is Q3 minus Q1 divided by 2. Now take here, write quartile deviation. No need to write the formula. We have written Q3 value is 87.5. 87.5. Then minus Q1 is 80.5 there. Q1 is 80.5 divided by Q3 minus Q1 divided by 2. So we get here 87.5 minus 80.5. We get there, when we deduct, we get there 7 by 2. 7 by 2 we get value as quartile deviation value as 3.5. Now coefficient of quartile deviation, see the formula. Q3 minus coefficient of quartile deviation. So Q3 value is 87.5 minus 80.5 divided by Q3 plus Q1. So 87.5 plus 80.5. We know that 87.5 minus 80.5 we get there 7 divided by, when we add Q3 plus Q1 we get there 168. So 7 Now, see the formula. Quartile deviation and coefficient of quartile deviation. Now, this is for when you get ungrouped data. This is for quartile deviation when you get ungrouped data. Firstly, we need to find out the values of quartiles Q1 and Q3 using quartile formula. Then we need to come back to the original calculation. So firstly you have to write the formula here. Firstly you have to write the formula what we need to find out. Quartile deviation and coefficient of quartile deviation. Why we need to write the initial formula? Because we are applying some other formulas later. So firstly write there the main formula what we need to find out. Then come back to the problem. Solve the problem. Then lastly you substitute what formulas you have taken there. This is for ungrouped. Next we will see the discrete problem. Now nextly we will see some other problems. Calculate semi-interquartile range and its relative measure. See, they have not mentioned here calculate quartile deviation and its coefficient. See, relative measure means what? We have, in case of what measures of dispersion we have two. One is absolute measure and one is relative measure. So under absolute measure there comes range, quartile deviation and mean deviation and standard deviation, and their coefficients will come under relative measures. So coefficient we also call it as relative measure. So see the problem there. Calculate semi-interquartile range is nothing but quartile deviation. So quartile deviation and relative measure is coefficient. So quartile deviation and coefficient we can also say it as semi-interquartile range and its relative measure. So when you see the problem, this problem is of discrete form. So it's in the discrete form. The what problem we have solved just now, that was a ungrouped data. Their frequencies were not there. So here we have frequencies. So we have to apply the discrete formula for, in order to find out Q1 and Q3 we need to apply their discrete formula in case of quartiles. Now firstly we know that we need to find out quartile deviation and their relative measure is nothing but coefficient. So we'll write the formula first. So quartile deviation is Q3 minus Q1 divided by 2 and coefficient of quartile deviation is Q3 minus Q1 divided by Q3 plus Q1. Now we'll take the table there what they have given, that is X and frequencies. So X values are goes like 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 and 80. Then take down the frequencies, that is number of persons, 3, 61, 132, then 153, 140, then 51 and 3. Now, firstly we will find out their n value, total number of frequencies. When you total it, here you get 543 as your n1, 543. Now, we need to find out their LCM. In case of quartiles and median, we need to find out their LCM, that is less than cumulative frequencies. Find their LCM. 3 plus 61 is 64. 64 plus 132, 196. 196 plus 153, that is 349. 349 plus 140, that is 489. So 489 plus 51, that is 540. So 540 plus 3, that is 543. So this is about LCM. Then now we need to find out what do we require here, Q3 and Q1. We require here Q3 and Q1. So we find out Q3 and Q1. And write once again formula. Quartile deviation is Q3 minus Q1 divided by 2, and coefficient of quartile deviation is Q3 minus Q1 divided by Q3 plus Q1. So now we will find out Q3 and Q1. Firstly, we will go for Q1. So Q1 formula, when you have discrete data, then your formula goes like I into capital N, that is total number of frequencies, plus 1 divided by 4th observation. OB means observation. So here I is nothing but 1, N is 543. So 543 plus 1 divided by 4th observation. 543 plus 1 divided by 4th observation. So we get here 136th observation. When we observation, 136th observation. When we solve it, we get 136th observation. Now see this 136 where it will lie in case of LCM. So 136 will come under 196. So this is your Q1 class. Now corresponding x value is 40. That is your Q1 value is 40. So you got here Q1 as 40. Now nextly apply the Q3 formula. What value we get, that we need to see in LCM. Then corresponding x value is your Q1 value. Next apply Q3, that is I into N plus 1 divided by 4th observation. So here I is nothing but 3. So 3 into 543 plus 1 divided by 4th observation. So when we do so, what do we get? 543 plus 1, 544 into 3 divided by 4. We get there 407.25 observation. Observation. Now check that 407 in LCM. Where 407 will fall? It will fall under 489. 407 will fall under 489. See the corresponding x value is 60. Corresponding x value is 60. So Q3 is 60. Your Q3 value is 60 there. Now nextly we need to look into the main formula, that is quartile deviation and coefficient of quartile deviation. So we have taken the formula. Now directly substitute into quartile deviation. So here quartile deviation is equal to Q3 minus Q1. Q3 value is 60. So 60 minus Q1 is 40 divided by 2. So here is 60 minus 40, that is nothing but 20 by 2. We get quartile deviation as 10. So this is our quartile deviation. Then one more formula, coefficient of quartile deviation. So coefficient of quartile deviation, formula is Q3 minus Q1. So 60 minus 40 divided by Q3 plus Q1, that is 60 plus 40. So here we get 20 by 100. So we get, when we divide 20 by 100, we get the 0.2 as coefficient of quartile deviation. So here see this, how to find out quartiles for discrete, continuous and as well as ungrouped. We have already seen in the last topic, and here extension is just after finding out that Q1 and Q3, here you have two more formulas, that is quartile deviation and its coefficient. Just you need to substitute into these two formulas. So mainly you should be knowing what formula you need to apply when you get different kinds of problems. When you get ungrouped when you get discrete and when you get continuous, that is for quartiles. And for quartile deviation you have only these two formulas, quartile deviation and for its coefficient. Formulas will change in case of when you find out Q1 and Q3 depending upon ungrouped, discrete and continuous. So this is about quartile deviation or semi-interquartile range, and today we have seen when you get directly, when you get the values of Q3 and Q1, how to take it and how to substitute. Then we have seen one ungrouped formula, and just now we have completed a discrete problem. So with this we can wind up with today's class, and in tomorrow's session we will see how to solve the problems when you get continuous problems.